The inauguration of the Democratic Republic of Congo's newly elected President Felix Tshisekedi is set to take place in the coming days, but the opposition candidate continues to reject the results. Martin Fayulu says that leaked election tallies by observers, including the powerful Catholic Church, prove that he won the election, with the international community now appearing unlikely to further challenge Tshisekedi's victory. Our reporters in Kinshasa meet members of the Catholic Church who are wary about what the future holds.
Of all of the voices of protest during the Congolese elections, the Catholic Church was amongst the loudest. With some 35 million followers in every corner of this vast country, representing almost half of the population, the Church's unifying power goes beyond any political party. The Church used all of its influence to ensure the people's vote was respected. They say they deployed 40,000 election observers, and they maintain that the wrong man has been named president.
If the Church doesn't believe what's been announced, they have to demand the truth, and nothing but the truth.
I think the Church did its job and kept within the limit of its authority. It couldn't go beyond that.
The collective of Congolese Catholic laypeople coordinated protests against the Kabila government in 2017 and 2018. Since then, Thierry has had death threats and lives in hiding. He says the new president will have a short period of grace to win the trust of the people.
If during the first 100 days we continue the impunity, we continue the massacres left and right, we continue the arbitrary arrests, it will send the wrong signal and people will begin to doubt.
Senko is the powerful conference of Catholic bishops. The Archbishop of Kinshasa is invited to the presidential inauguration, but he hasn't yet given his blessing.
It's an invitation and not a summons. That would be abandoning our convictions.
And he has a message for the new president.
I fear strongly the same system will continue with the new president. The only message is for him not to forget where he comes from. He comes from the people, and the people are suffering. He mustn't forget the struggle of the people.
Throughout this election, the Catholic Church has made its voice heard, and the people have been listening. As the new president prepares to take power, they've made it clear this powerful institution will be watching his every move.
The former director of Cameroon's state-owned Cameroon Radio Television Organisation appeared before Yaoundé's Special Criminal Court this Tuesday to learn that his trial has been adjourned to the 1st of March. Amadou Vamouké has been in detention for 2 years, accused of misusing public funds. The group Reporters Without Borders has asked a UN working group on arbitrary detention to examine the case. Our correspondent in Yaoundé, Indira Eteng, attended that court hearing in the Cameroonian capital.
Amadou Vamouké was sacked in June 2016, and 1 month later he was sent to jail. Since he was locked up in Yaoundé, he has appeared before the Special Criminal Tribunal 16 times. All 16 times, the case lasted just a few minutes and then it was adjourned. This time around, the matter has been adjourned to the 1st of March 2019. Human rights groups have added their voices to that of Reporters Without Borders to call for the release and an immediate end to the trial of Amadou Vamouké, who is also a journalist and former general manager of the CRTV. It should be noted that the case has been dragging for a little over 2 years.
Now, France doesn't want to bring peace to Libya because chaos benefits France's oil interests in the country. That's the latest provocation directed at France by a senior Italian politician, in this case Deputy Prime Minister Matteo Salvini. A source at the office of the French president has dismissed the attack as ludicrous. This latest spat comes 1 day after France summoned Italy's ambassador, after Salvini's fellow Deputy Prime Minister Luigi Di Maio accused Paris of being largely responsible for mass migration to Europe from Africa. Nicolas Germain has the story.
The French government called them unacceptable comments. They were made by Italy's Deputy Prime Minister Luigi Di Maio. He accused France of colonizing Africa, of making it poorer, and therefore of encouraging migrants to leave the continent.
There are dozens of African countries where France is printing a currency of its own. the franc of the colonies. And with that currency, French debt is financed. If France didn't have African colonies, which it's impoverishing, it would be the 15th world economic power.
The French central bank guarantees the CFA franc. Paris argues that the currency brings stability to the 14 African countries that use it. Most of them are former French colonies. But its critics, like here in Benin, say having the CFA franc means those nations are not free to choose their economic policies.
Europe is gradually starting to understand how France has become rich and powerful thanks to Africa. Jobs and industries are not created in Africa, raw materials are not processed in Africa, and that is why migrants cross the Mediterranean and hope to find work in France.
On Tuesday, Italy's Interior Minister stoked up tensions between Paris and Rome in Africa. He claimed France did not want to bring peace to Libya because its oil interests there clashed with those of Italy. But the Italian Prime Minister Giuseppe Conte later downplayed the incident. He said it did not call into question the historic friendship between Italy and France.
That brings us to the end of this edition of Eye on Africa. Thank you very much for watching. Do stay tuned, there's more world news coming up with Mark Owen.
France 24, 4 news channels in 4 languages, 430 journalists, 35 nationalities, 160 bureaus around the world, a global reach. 355 million households in over 180 countries can watch France 24. 61 million viewers watch the channel every week, and the numbers are constantly growing, with audience figures up by 31%. France 24 online is also forging ahead. Over 18 million visits a month on France24.com. With 45 million videos viewed online, France 24 is a leader on YouTube, while our 37 million Facebook and Twitter followers make us France's #1 channel on social media. To our constantly growing community of viewers, thank you.